folks here in Florida definitely used to this. Rain in the forecast as we join you from Everbank Stadium here in the city of Jacksonville. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be our visitors taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. On the visiting sideline, their head coach. These guys will try to put together another dominant performance after a blowout win their last time out. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis, happy to have you along wherever you may be. And we are underway through the Florida rain here in Jacksonville. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
5 yards on the game's first play, second down. The numbers for him from a week ago, 10 carries, 56 yards.
There were some signs of life from the ground game last week, but overall, just a so-so performance. Everyone knows they can make a slight improvement how they contribute to this aspect of the offense. Linemen can set their blocks and hold them a little bit longer, and he can be quicker to the hole and hit a lane. If they do that, they should get some better numbers produced this week.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. And the Jaguars send out their punter. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. And he punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Just a 30-yard punt that time. And that will come the offense as they take over. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. They're led out by the former #1 overall pick from the University of Miami. It's Cam Ward.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him trying to test the secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. Charles, how do you think he ran the football?
I thought he definitely had his moments. I did think that they could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Ward. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets it just shy of midfield, but that's not enough. He's short of the marker. And on now is the punter, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And this ball is going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the second time here in this game. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. They'll come up now 3rd and 3. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Here we go, Sahat. Hey, Soko, Sahat. Here we go.
Lawrence. Working the middle of the field, and he's he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Jags first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
That's good.
Jaguars.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. From the 35, here's a second down and 9.
Brings up second and 9.
Running the jet sweep with Jones. Oh, this one, and they need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. Here's Lawrence to throw. And this almost intercepted. Not sure he saw the free safety that time. But lucky, incomplete. That'll bring up fourth down. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. Fielded at about the 28. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And they will take over first and 10. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive.
And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
Now he's able to break through one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11.
Here we go. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Ready.
Here's Ward. And a quick throw here, that's complete. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now third down and 6 to go.
Here we go. Set. Cowboy 80.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Liking 18. Ready.
Ward off the play fake. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Brought down by Trayvon Walker on the pass rush.
It's second down.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
Working out of the gun here, Ward. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. No score after one on EA Sports.
Ready.
Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a third down coming up. Throwing is Ward. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
Result is a first down.
Come on.
Throwing now, Ward. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up second down.
At the 24-yard line.
Up the middle they go. It's Craig. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
At the 18-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Craig. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a first and goal.
At the 4-yard line.
Ready.
To throw is Ward. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Touchdown! A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. As his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10. Just shy of the 30.
Rip, 23.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
On the give, this is their fullback. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Into space at the 45. And he'll finally be taken down just shy of midfield. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Lawrence will throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Ball on the 39. Here's a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Rip, 23.
Lawrence hit and the ball is free. But it looked like a Jaguar was able to cover this thing, and so Jacksonville will keep control. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he will have a Jaguars first down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows first down.
Red on red. Here we go.
Now Lawrence to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hernandez. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Hey, Lion.
Jones will come now in motion right. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, but instead a handoff up the middle. And a good job of just fighting through 1 tackle there to pick up about 3. 2nd down coming up.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now Lawrence. That is caught. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Trevor Lawrence doing it himself from 9 yards out. And the Jaguars are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Back out comes this offense now late in this first half. And with 40 seconds to go, that's, you'd think, time enough to try to mount a drive should they decide to do so. To throw, here's Ward. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Now Ward. And he's got his man in stride, complete. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
It's a gain of 6.
From the shotgun, it's Ward. Over the middle, complete. That's Craig.
So we are deadlocked at the break. Well, everyone's eager to resume play here in this Week 2 contest, so we push right through halftime and back at it for the start of quarter 3.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And his throw is incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. To the right side and complete to Thomas. And a gain of 5. And that'll make it 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 46-yard.
A give to the fullback on the dive. Trying to run inside, but nothing there.
Here is 3rd and 5.
A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 5.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence.
Throwing right, and that's complete.
And he is going to have a Jags 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First down.
Let's go.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Brought down at the 30-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 4th down and 1.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. Looking to put a drive together.
Come on. Hey.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. Taking it right down Broadway.
He's on his way.
Touchdown. A big play there.
His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year.
And his guys have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Some hitting going on now. This has been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on the return.
The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
From the gun on third down, Lawrence. Under pressure, and down he goes. And now that brings up fourth down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially given 15. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. On first down, Craig. And down to the 36-yard line here.
118 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Let's go now. Go.
Off the bootleg, Ward. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
He finds his man, complete. That's Craig.
Here comes third and about a foot.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Craig. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Craig. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
First down. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
Come on. 19.
Back to throw. Ward.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Moore. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal. 3 quarters have come and gone. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal.
70.
Ward again.
And it's caught. Touchdown. From 3 yards out. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Got a man, that's Hunter.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again.
And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line.
Jaguars, first down. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. The ball comes out. And will they call it a touchback? No, it's out at the 1-yard line. They were inches there from blowing a golden scoring opportunity. Right back to him on first down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line.
And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. 3rd and goal, and keep in mind, very possibly 4-down territory. Here's Lawrence. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal.
Here we go. Got to have it. Lawrence.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And this is going to be recovered by a member of the offense, but whistles come in. Remember, on 4th down, that becomes a dead ball if anyone other than the fumbler himself recovers. So it'll come back to the spot of the fumble, and that will mean that's going to wind up being a turnover on downs.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Ward now working out of the gun. That's complete to DK.
And he's brought down, giving this one up to about the 35.
Now this offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10.
Up the middle they go. Craig unable to corral him. He fights through. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
134 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long.
Results in a 1st down.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Now, after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. Ward.
And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield.
So a costly penalty yardage-wise, as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd and 6.
Let's go.
They'll keep it on the ground. Hodge. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Look in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter.
Here we go.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal.
Get it. Cougar 19.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. They'll try to run this one in.
And he will make it back to the line of scrimmage, but that is all. 4th down coming up as we reach the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
And they're going to go for this thing. They're not going to leave anything to chance. They're going to roll the dice on 4th and goal. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over.
This is 1st and 10.
It's a turnover on downs.
Lawrence from his end zone.
And quick throw here, that's complete.
But that's not going to help the cause as he stops short of the 10.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second.
They go play action now. Lawrence.
Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
And this feels like a late season game, even though it's just week 2. Here's a big third down. Now Lawrence.
Quick hitter here, it's complete.
But the defense on him quickly at the 6-yard line.
It's 4th down.
And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over.
Back on 80.
Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee.
Well, Brandon, they get to 2-0, and this time they're able to take a knee at the end and secure the victory.
Preseason, coach said their goal, they obviously want to win everything. He said, I think we can get off to a 3-0 start. Well, here they are looking at 2-0 right now. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break.